On a freezing night in 1916, a group of Russian noblemen poisoned a man, shot him, beat him, and threw his body into a frozen river. They did all of that to one person in one night, because nothing else had worked. His name was Grigori Rasputin, and killing him would turn out to be one of the most frustrating things these men ever attempted. To understand the chaos, rewind a little. Rasputin was not a prince, not a general, not a priest. He was a peasant from the frozen middle of Siberia, with a beard you could lose a fork in and eyes people swore could see right through them. In his 30s, he reinvented himself as a wandering holy man. Part mystic, part faith healer, part guy who really enjoyed the attention. He preached, he prayed, and he built a reputation for being able to heal the sick. That reputation carried him all the way to the top, specifically to the most powerful family in Russia, the Romanovs. Tsar Nicholas II ruled an empire of 130 million people, and he had one enormous, terrifying secret. His only son and heir, Alexei, was desperately ill. Alexei had hemophilia. His blood would not clot. A small bump could turn into a life-threatening bleed. For the future of the whole dynasty, this was a 5-alarm emergency, and the best doctors in the world were useless. Enter Rasputin. Whether by prayer, hypnosis, a calm bedside manner, or sheer luck, he seemed to ease the boy's suffering when no one else could. To a desperate mother, that is not a coincidence. That is a miracle. Empress Alexandra became utterly devoted to him. In her eyes, Rasputin was a holy man sent by God to save her son. And what Alexandra believed, the Tsar tended to go along with. Suddenly, this scruffy Siberian peasant had the ear of the throne. High society both adored and feared him. Aristocrats lined up for his blessing, his advice, and in a great many rumors, considerably more than that. Because Rasputin had a second reputation: the drinking, the parties, the women. The holy man, it turned out, was extremely fond of earthly pleasures. His name basically became a synonym for scandal. Then came the First World War. The Tsar left to personally command the army at the front, which left Alexandra running things at home, and Alexandra ran them with Rasputin whispering in her ear. To the nobility, this was a nightmare. A peasant mystic was effectively influencing the government of a crumbling empire during a catastrophic war. Ministers seemed to be hired and fired on his say-so. The rumors grew wilder, that he was a German spy, that he controlled the royal family like puppets. Most of it was exaggerated, but fear does not need facts, it just needs a target. And the target had a name. The man who decided Rasputin had to go was Prince Felix Yusupov, one of the richest men in Russia, married to the Tsar's own niece. Yusupov gathered a small group of conspirators. The plan was simple: lure Rasputin somewhere private, kill him quietly, and save the monarchy from itself. Simple. Right. On the night of December the 30th, 1916, they invited Rasputin to Yusupov's palace. They led him down to a basement room and offered him cakes and wine, both generously laced with cyanide, enough supposedly to kill several men. Rasputin ate the cakes, he drank the wine, and then he just sat there, chatting, completely fine. Yusupov, upstairs sweating bullets, could not understand why the man simply would not die. So Yusupov went downstairs and shot him. Rasputin collapsed. The conspirators celebrated. The deed was finally done, except it absolutely was not. A while later, Yusupov went to check the body, and the body opened its eyes, grabbed him by the throat, and according to Yusupov, snarled his name. Rasputin then dragged himself up the stairs and out into the snowy courtyard. The panicking conspirators chased him into the freezing night and shot him again. And again, he finally went down in the snow. They bound him, wrapped him up, and drove him to the Neva River. There they pushed his body through a hole in the ice. When the corpse was found days later, some accounts claimed his lungs held water, suggesting that after the poison, after the bullets, after the beating, Rasputin may still have been alive when he hit the river. Now, historians push back on the gorier details. Yusupov told this story many times, and it grew taller with each retelling. The cyanide may have been weak or missing entirely, but even the sober version is staggering. This man absorbed enough to end a dinner party and kept getting back up. And here is the dark punchline. Rasputin reportedly predicted that if he died, the royal family would not survive long after him. Within months, revolution swept Russia. Within 2 years, the Tsar, the Empress, young Alexei, and the rest were dead, executed in a cellar of their own. Rasputin was supposed to be the easy problem, the peasant they could quietly erase. Instead, he became the man who would not die and a grim omen for an empire that was already bleeding out. This was Graveyard Footnotes. Try not to anger any Siberian mystics.